Hello class 9th students, welcome back to our channel. Here I am going to start second part of first chapter number system. So this video we will start with the topics representation of an irrational number on number line, decimal expansion of real numbers, followed by irrational number between two given numbers. Then we will be having examples and after that there will be a pop quiz. So let's start our video with the topic representation of irrational numbers on number line. So as you know, we are having irrational numbers like square root 2, square root 3, square root 5 and many more. So we will start representation with the number square root 2. So locate square root 2 on number line. 2 can be written as 1 plus 1. So I can write square root 2 as square root 1 plus 1. Now, as we have to locate square root 2 on number line, so we will write this term in the form of Pythagoras theorem. So according to Pythagoras theorem, we will write it like this. Square root 1 square plus 1 square will give us square root 2. See, 1 can be written as 1 square. This one again can be written as 1 square. So square root of 1 square plus 1 square is equals to root 2. It means if we are having a right angled triangle having 1 as perpendicular and 1 as base, then its hypotenuse will be square root 2, right? So its hypotenuse is square root 2. Now just like this, we will draw a right angled triangle on the number line and there we will be having the measurement of square root 2. So see here on the number line, we are having in magnified form, I am showing you if we are having 0 to 1 unit like this, then 1 to 2, then 1 to 3 and so on there will be. So 0 to 1, this is the length. At 1, we will drop a perpendicular of 1 unit. This is our base of a right angled triangle just like this. So this is 1 unit, then 1 unit we are having perpendicular at the point 1 and just by the help of Pythagoras theorem we can have hypotenuse OA as square root 2. So you can see these two triangles are similar here. This is on the number line and this I have explained you to explain the concept. So now as we have to represent the irrational number on number line, now our next task is to represent the length OA on the number line. Here we are having number line. So what we will do, we will measure this length OA in the protractor and then we will draw this arc on the number line with the help of protractor. So this length OB, when we are taking it in the protractor and we are marking it on the number line, we are getting here point P. So the length OP is giving us the value of irrational number square root 2. So OP is square root 2 on the number line. So this is the way how we can locate any irrational number on the number line. Next, we are going to represent square root 3 on the number line. So square root 3 can be written as 2 plus 1, right? So square root 3 means square root 2 plus 1. Now 2 can be written as square root 2 to the whole square and 1 can be written as 1 whole square. Here you can see square root 2 is base and 1 is perpendicular. So now we will draw a right angled triangle having base square root 2 and perpendicular 1. So I had explained you square root 2 we were having as hypotenuse when we had drawn a right angled triangle having base 1 and perpendicular 1. Now we will take here this root 2 length as base and we will draw here a perpendicular of 1 unit on this. Then after joining the point OB O to B, we are having here the length under root 3. This is giving us here the length under root 3 as hypotenuse of the right angled triangle OAB. Now we will measure this arc OB and we will draw this length on the number line. So it will give us here like this, and this length we are getting in between 1.5 and 2. In between 1.5 and 2, we are having square root 3. So OD, here you can see OD is the length which is giving us square root 3 on the number line. So this is the representation of root 3 on the number line with the help of Pythagoras theorem. Just like this, we can draw square root 5, square root 7 and many more. So square root 5, I am showing you here. We can have just like this, square root 1, square root 2. Then there we were having 1 as perpendicular under root 2 as base. So we got root 3. Just like this, on root 3, we draw a perpendicular of 1 unit. We can have here square root 4. Then we will consider this length as base and we will drop a perpendicular of 1 unit here. And this length OA is giving us square root 5. And just by measuring this length OA in the protractor and just marking that length on the number line, we are having square root 5 on the number line in between 2 and 3, which is OA. So square root 5 is having value in between 2 and 3 on number line. Our next topic is decimal expansion of real numbers. See, if we have to divide 15 by 2, then how we will divide 15 by 2? 2 sevens are 14. Then we will be having 1 as remainder. So after putting decimal, we can increase here 0. Then 2 5s are 10. So here we are having answer 7.5, which is quotient here. And we got here remainder 0. Means this division has ended here and we got a fixed number in the quotient. So this decimal expansion is terminating decimal expansion. Now you have to learn here new terminology. This is terminating decimal expansion. Now if we have to divide 10 by 3, then 10 by 3, this division is never ending process, because every time we will get here 1 as a remainder and in the quotient we are getting 3.333 and so on. And this process of division is never ending, because in the remainder we are not going to get 0 anyhow. So such a type of divisions where we are getting a fixed number in repetition is known as non-terminating, recurring or repeating decimal expansion. Non-terminating because it is not going to end. Recurring or repeating. Recurring or repeating means these two are similar terms. So recurring means same number is repeating here. So this is non-terminating, recurring or repeating decimal expansion. Just like this, if we have to divide 7 by 8, you will get here decimal expansion like 0.875, and here we are getting 0 in the remainder. So this is exactly the same decimal expansion just like we were having at first. So this will be terminating. Now next one I am going to show you, if we have to divide 1 by 7, then we can have decimal expansion like 0.142857 and so on. And in the remainder, 1 by 1 we are getting different numbers. 2, there were 3, then 2, then 6, 4, 5 and 1. Means every time we are getting our remainder there, remainder is not going to be 0 here. And this is a never-ending process, and every time we are getting different digit in the quotient. So such a type of division are known as non-terminating, non-recurring decimal expansion. Non-terminating, non-recurring. So here you got to know three new terms: terminating, non-terminating, recurring decimal expansions, and non-terminating, non-recurring. Now, on the basis of these decimal expansions, we can have division of numbers. So we can have decimal expansions, two types of decimal expansions, terminating and non-terminating. So all terminating decimal expansions like 2.5, 0.875 means these are giving us a fixed number here. So such type of decimal expansions are giving us rational numbers. And in non-terminating decimal expansion, we were having two types of decimal expansions. First one, non-terminating and repeating, where we were having fixed digits in repetition there. So non-terminating repeating decimal expansions like 3.333 and so on, 1.323232 and so on, such type of decimal expansions are giving us rational numbers. And on the other hand, when we are getting non-terminating and non-repeating decimal expansions like 0.142857 and so on, 3.141592, 65 and so on, means these are not going to end, and these are non-repeating, means numbers are not getting repeated here. Every time in the division we are getting different numbers, so such type of decimal expansions will give us irrational numbers. So on the basis of decimal expansion, we can identify that the number is of which kind. If is this number a rational number or is this a irrational number? Now let's have some examples. Show that 0.333 up to infinity, which means in a brief form, we can write it like 0.3 bar, can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q can't be 0. So here we will denote this given number by X. Let X is equals to 0.333 and so on. Now we will multiply this equation by 10. So 10x is equals to 10 into 0.333 will give us 3.333 and so on. Now 3.33 and so on can be written as 3 plus x. This can be written as 3 plus x. And as you can see here, 10x in this equation, this number is replaced by 3 plus x. So 10x is equals to 3 plus x. Now we will shift x, which we are having in right hand side, to the left hand side. Then it will be 9x is equals to 3. So we got here value of x as 1 by 3. So here we expressed this given number, this decimal expansion, as a rational number. And this decimal expansion I have explained you. Here you can see this is non-terminating and repeating decimal expansion. So this is giving us here a rational number. Next example, we can have show that 1.2727 and so on, that is 1.27 bar is a rational number. This is a rational number. So we will denote this number by x. Now we will multiply this term by 100 here, because here two digits are in repetition, and in the previous example there we were having one digit in repetition, so we had multiplied there by 10. Here we are having two digits in repetition, so we are going to multiply this equation by 100 here. So 100x is equals to 127.2727 and so on. Now in the next step, we have to divide this number in such two numbers where one number should be the original number, which we have to write in terms of rational numbers. So we can write it like 126 plus 1.2727 and so on. Now you can see this is the number itself, which we had denoted by x. So we can replace this term here by x. So it will be 100x is equals to 126 plus x. Now this x will be shifted to left hand side. So it will be 99x is equals to 126. Now value of x is 126 upon 99, that is 14 by 11. So we have expressed this decimal expansion as a rational number here. Now next question, which of the following is a rational number? Here we are having options: square root 3, pi, 4 by 0 and 0 by 4. We have to identify which number is a rational number. So square root 3 is an irrational number. Pi is again an irrational number. And 4 by 0. As here we are having 0 in the denominator, so this is not defined number. And the fourth option we are having 0 by 4, which is 0. So this is a rational number because I have explained you 0 is a rational number, as 0 can be written as 0 by 1, 0 by 2 and so on. So our answer is D part. Next question, if n is a natural number, then square root n is always a natural number, is always a rational number, is always an irrational number, sometimes a natural number and sometimes an irrational number. Here we are having 4 options and we have to identify which one is true here. If n is a natural number, then under root n will be like what? So see, if we are having n is equals to 2, then square root n will be square root 2, and square root 2 is an irrational number. If we are considering n is equals to 4, then square root n is equals to square root 4, which is 2, and this is a rational number. So our answer will be option D, sometimes a natural number and sometimes an irrational number. Next topic, irrational numbers given between two given numbers. Find an irrational number between two given rational numbers. 1 by 7 and 2 by 7, these are two rational numbers, and we have to write here an irrational number in between these two. So 1.7 is equals to 0.142857 bar. Means this block of 6 digits will be repeated here. Bar means where on which block or on which number we are having bar. This is indicating that this block of numbers is going to be repeated again and again. So this is the decimal expansion of 1 by 7. Now decimal expansion of 2 by 7, we are having 0.285714, which is going to be repeated again and again. So this is a decimal expansion of 2 by 7. Now as we have to write here irrational number between these two numbers. Now irrational number means non-terminating and a non-recurring number. Non-terminating means never ending, and non-recurring means shouldn't be reoccur same unit. So in between 1 by 7 and 2 by 7, we can have infinitely many such numbers, and we can write it like just by considering first number 1 by 7, 0.14. After 0.14, we can have 0.15. So we can write it like 0.15015, 0015, 00015, then 4 zeros we can add there. Just like this, we can write a rational number in between these two numbers. One more I can write just like this, 0.160, 1600, 16000, and so on. In this way, you can write many more numbers in between these two. One can write 0.2711271111 and so on. And one can write 0.170 1700, just like this. You can write many more irrational numbers between these two rational numbers. Now get ready for the pop quiz. So first question is, the decimal representation of the rational number is like what? So answer is either terminating or repeating. I hope you were knowing it well as I have explained you all these things. Next question, is square root 12 is an irrational number? Is square root 12 an irrational number? So answer is yes, yes, this is an irrational number because we can split it like square root 4 into 3 and square root 4 will be 2. So the number will be 2 square root 3. 2 root 3 means irrational number. Next question, any irrational number between 2 and 2.5 will be what? Any irrational number between 2 and 2.5, we can write it like square root 5. Next question, the product of a rational and an irrational number is always what? What kind of number it will be? So, product of rational and irrational number is always an irrational number. So, thanks for connecting with me. See you soon in the next part of this chapter. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.